Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Crypto Decoded. My name is Leon, and thank you for joining me. I know it's been a while since I posted my last video, and I'm trying to get more consistent and start posting regularly so we can be on some kind of schedule. But today, let's start by talking about a few things. I got 4 things I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the $1,400 stimulus check and from the last video, what's going on with that. I want to talk about XRP and why it's pumping. I want to talk about Bitcoin, and I want to talk about the Coinbase IPO. So, let's get started. First things up, the $1,400 stimulus check. So, we were expecting to see a dramatic effect on the crypto market, specifically Bitcoin, and also in the equities market, the stock market, when the stimulus check was released. So the last time this happened, back in May of last year, when we got the $1,200 stimulus check, we noticed on certain exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, we saw people buying Bitcoin directly for $1,200 one shot. Now, that led to partly to a massive run up in the price of Bitcoin and the rebound from the crash back in March. Now, the same thing happened again with the $600 stimulus, and as a result, we were expecting to see something similar with the $1,400 stimulus check. That didn't happen. This time around, it turns out that in the equities market, trading has been at an all-time low. Like, the volume of trading has been at an all-time low. And it probably could be because that people are not using their $1,400 stimulus anymore to buy equities or crypto, but they're actually using it for the intended purpose, which was to pay rent or pay for food or to cover expenses that you couldn't because of loss of a job due to the pandemic that's going on. Now, since the last video, would it have made sense to put your money in your stimulus check into Bitcoin? Yeah, you could have. And as a result, you would have seen an increase. I believe at the time, I'd have to double check, we were at about $50,000. And today, which is April 13th, Bitcoin is trading at about approximately $63,000, as you can probably see right there. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about is the XRP pump. Now, everyone is asking, why is XRP pumping? Is there any news? What's going on? I thought the lawsuit between them and the SEC was still ongoing. They're still delisted from exchanges like Coinbase and Coinbase Pro and a few other exchanges around the country and the world. So why are they pumping? Well, it could be for a few different reasons. Recently, there was an article that came out that an exchange tried to list XRP back in 2017, and they reached out to the SEC and asked the SEC, hey, is XRP considered a security? And the Securities and Exchange Commission did not respond to them, so therefore they were able to list it because of non-response from the SEC. And this is now being used to challenge the current court battle that's going on. Now, will we see what this will happen here? Could be good, could be bad, but a lot of people are taking it as positive news that this is now something that the SEC has to defend when the time comes in court. Now, a lot of people are probably banking on XRP recovering, regardless if Ripple Labs loses the trial. And for definition of loss, I would say, which I think a lot of people are expected, the definition of XRP losing this case means that they will more than likely have to pay a fine to the SEC, similar to what had happened with the block, with Block 1 and EOS, or even something with Bitfinex and Tether. So it's not a halt operations and disassociate yourself from the token. It's more so, okay, you committed an offense back in 2017, pay a fine. And if that's the case, and Ripple can continue doing business with the XRP token as normal, then this is a bullish thing. And everyone who is holding XRP can see the price skyrocket. Now, XRP already is skyrocketing. And another reason why I think this is because of is the damage has already been done to XRP. There's nothing that you can do to XRP, the token, at this point that could crush the price anymore. It's already been delisted. It's already under investigation by the SEC, and the pending lawsuit and court case is, on the timeline. So what more could beat XRP down? Nothing. It's already at its lowest lows, and once you hit rock bottom, there's nowhere else to go but up. And on top of that, if we look at the overall crypto market, let's take CoinMarketCap for example. All the OG tokens, the original top 10 tokens, for the most part have hit their all-time highs again. Bitcoin did it, Ethereum did it, Litecoin is heading right there, Cardano has done it, almost all of them. And if we think about it, XRP being number 3 for years before it was dethroned by Cardano and eventually Binance Coin, now is the only token, or one of the few tokens, that was in that top 10 category that is not even at 50% its original price. That's why I believe XRP is pumping, because now if every other token has already hit its all-time high, XRP is just next in line. And what does its all-time high look like? Well, when it hit its all-time high in 2021 at $3.60 per token, we were looking at a market cap of about $120 billion. XRP is currently today sitting at 83 billion. And when Bitcoin is at 1.3 trillion and Ethereum is knocking on $300 billion market cap, it only makes sense that 80 billion is undervalued for XRP. Now, I'm not an XRP fanboy. I do like to use a token because, to be honest, it's the fastest way to transition from exchange to exchange. But having said that, XRP does look to have a promising future. Let's say everything goes in their favor and they come out unscathed, they win this court case against SEC, we could probably see XRP go to $10 per token. Now, this is not any kind of advice for you to go run out and buy and load up on XRP, which would also be kind of difficult because where would you get it? You can't get it on Coinbase, you can't get it on Kraken, you can't get it on any of these US exchanges. So, whatever you have to do to get it, that's on you. But I'm not endorsing that. But in terms of XRP, I think that's the reason why XRP is pumping. Bitcoin is pumping, and it's just lifting all boats, and XRP is going along for the ride. Now, speaking of Bitcoin pumping, why is Bitcoin pumping? Well, technical analysts will tell you that more than likely it's probably because we've been hitting this upward resistance and there has been a rising wedge or a rising symmetrical triangle, and we've been hitting the rising symmetrical triangle of that $60,000 resistance level that has now broken through and hit and turned into massive support. So we're in for probably a massive run from 60,000 to about 67 or 69,000 on this next little cycle. But I think there's something else that could be driving this pump, and it has to do with the Coinbase IPO listing. If we realize Coinbase came out with a shocker and said earlier this year that they were seeking to file an IPO to list on the stock exchange, on a US stock exchange. And we were under the impression that this was going to be a long drawn out process. People were expecting maybe June or middle of 2021, only to find out probably about a month ago that they were going to list April 14th. Well, that couldn't have been any greater. And if you notice, leading up to the listing, which is tomorrow, April 14th, today being April 13th, the price of Bitcoin has slowly started to creep up and up and up and up. Now, I think this is in anticipation of the listing, because this Coinbase IPO is going to be one of the largest IPOs in US history. In fact, at time of listing, Coinbase is projected to be valued at about $100 billion. Now, to put that in perspective, $100 billion would rival companies such as PayPal or Netflix or Uber, FANG stocks such as Facebook, Alphabet. You know, these are trillion-dollar companies, and this puts Coinbase right on the heels of them. Now, a lot of people will say things like, oh, you know, Coinbase listing could be overvalued. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to jump on this, you know, hype train, because the stock could be listed at, you know, I've been hearing anything from $295 up until, you know, $600. And there is no real way to gauge what this listing price is going to be, except I think I know how to gauge the listing price. But let's look at exchanges globally in the crypto space, right? And see if we can value them. The top exchanges in the world, not just the US, but in the world, in rank order of, you know, 1 to 10, just looking at the first top two, would be Binance, and then Coinbase is right underneath. Binance has the largest volume traded, the largest crypto derivatives trading platform, and the most active users. Now, Binance already has something like a stock. It's their token. It's the Binance token, BNB. And if you look at the token price, even in the last few weeks, the run-up of Bitcoin and the run-up towards this IPO of Coinbase, Binance token has ran up also. And if we look at how many tokens Binance has outstanding, it's about 100 million, and they're trying to get to 100 million tokens, and each token is priced at about $500 per token. This puts Binance at an $85 billion market cap. Come on. Coinbase being the second, and now going to be a US regulated exchange listed on a stock exchange, valued at 100 billion. Now you see where the price of the shares could come in now? So I'm projecting that Coinbase more than likely will probably list or hit an open market maybe $500 to $600 per share. Now, is this overvalued and is this overpriced is the major question. And to answer that, we have to look at the purpose and the goal and what Coinbase intends to do in the future. Because when you buy a share or you buy a stock, you're looking for future value or future productivity of this company. Coinbase is already profitable, so there's no projected future growth. They're already making bank. They already made more money this year than they made the previous year, and we're only in the second quarter. And they've also made more money than the New York Stock Exchange itself. Now, how can you go anywhere further up from here? Which leads me now to ask the question, why is Coinbase even IPOing if they're making so much money? Most companies, if they need cash, they IPO because they're trying to grow. Coinbase can kind of grow organically for the most part. They don't need to IPO. They don't need to sell shares. They're already profitable and they're making money hand over fist. So why IPO? And here's what I'm thinking. barring the original investors that would probably want to exit, maybe the crypto space or Coinbase, or take their cash and go do something else. I feel like Coinbase is trying to expand into US equities, into retail financial spaces. And this is where we see a crossover. If we think about it, companies like PayPal, Cash App, Square, they've been kind of infringing on Coinbase's space by selling crypto, by selling Bitcoin, by giving all of these services. What if Coinbase now wants to infringe in the traditional financial space? What if Coinbase wants to do something like list stocks, or maybe not stocks, tokenized stocks? What if they wanted to do something similar to Binance, where they could do DeFi projects, or they could do lending platforms? The sky's the limit. Coinbase still doesn't have derivatives trading. And on top of that, Coinbase has their professional services, such as custody and storage, and they could expand this. I believe this is what Coinbase is probably going to do with their money, and also probably buy Bitcoin directly to hold on their balance sheet. Because if Tesla could do it and Michael Saylor can do it, why can't Coinbase do it? They are already in the crypto space. So let me know your comments. Let me know what you think is going to happen. And let me know if you're buying the Coinbase stock. What am I doing? I probably will buy Coinbase stock, and the reason why is because, I've been there since 2017. I've been wanting to own a piece of Coinbase, and this is my chance. Now, for anyone who's thinking that this is something that could probably grow, it probably could, but would it make more sense if you just buy crypto or buy stock and hold it? I mean, Bitcoin and hold it? Probably. But yeah, so that's it. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. I'll respond. And until next time, this is Crypto Decoded. My name is Leon, and I'll see you again.